carefully to what Jason Lee is saying.
Heard from a source was that the week right before this stroke happened, Jamie was in court, in a federal court, sequestered with Leonardo DiCaprio and a list of other people because he was involved with a person, Praz from the Fugees, who was involved with that big scam. Now that scam involved Leonardo DiCaprio allegedly, Praz, and Kimora Simmons' husband, Tim Leisner. Now, Tim Leisner was the banker who was the person that put this whole $100 million deal together, whatever, to scam hundreds of millions of dollars, whatever.
If I told you right now that I had a way for you to make $100 million, but you gotta go to jail for 20 years.
Nah, that's too much time.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I can't do
20
that.
years? Hell
20
no.
years. I don't know.
If it was
10
like
years.
if it was like 5,
I can't even do
I
5.
say-
So hold up.
I
What if
said
I
good
say?
too.
What if I say this? What
Nigga,
if
I'll
I
take 60 days.
What if I say this? I gotta
60
wait for
days
you to
in.
make. I gotta wait for you to make 100 mil. The next 20 years of your life, you'll never have an issue. Like outside of like health and like other little shit, but no legal issues. But then you gotta spend 20 years in jail.
Nah, I'm not surviving that 20 years after that.
Yeah, nigga, you gonna be like 50. Of course you're not
Nigga, I'm
surviving.
gonna off myself. I'm gonna off myself at year 19 before I gotta go
Right,
to jail.
right. There's no way in hell that's gonna happen. No,
No.
nah, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You would do it?
Hell no. I'll think about it. It'll be that damn
hell no, I
fast.
ain't doing. I'm trying to see if y'all niggas done.
100 mil, nigga. I'm thinking about this shit.
I'm trying to make my decision over yours.
No, hell no. I'm not doing that for shit, bro. Give me like Greg said, 60 days.
60 days in.
60
All right,
days.
60 days, I give you 50 grand.
That's light.
Take it. I'm taking it.
I do 60 days right now for less than that.
Right. Like, I'm not doing no more than a year. Fuck that. Hell no.
Yo,
Definitely.
nah, shit,
I don't know,
nigga.
bro. 100 mil.
Nigga, I'm claustrophobic
Fuck
as fuck.
that.
I can't last jail, nigga. Like, I'm way too claustrophobic.
I might say yes now and be mad at myself later. But I might say yes now.
Yo, nigga, if you caught me when I was like 16, I might be like, yeah, let's do it. What's the anxiety hit, nigga? Nope.
So how much would it take for you to take the 20 years?
Bro, that's equivalent to asking Big Meech right now if,
What he did was worth it.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Because it's
Will
like,
he go back? I don't think. See, that's the thing. I don't think he would do it different.
No,
he
of course
probably
not.
try
Hell no,
not
you
to
see
get
how
caught.
big that nigga went?
Yeah.
That nigga.
They were making $1 million a day.
but he wasn't a billionaire.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you can't.
'cause he probably was
can't
spending
count
it.
Nah,
that.
but that's the
Yeah.
thing though, right? In a time like the 80s and the 90s, because that's really where niggas was most predominant, because once the early 2000s hit, that's when it
Right.
slowed up for niggas, right? But in those times, being a billionaire was far-fetched.
Oh, hell yeah.
Now you seeing niggas touching bees, and it's like, do I throw my whole life away for 100M? And it's like, no, because if I make the right strategic decisions, I could potentially be a part of that billionaire club and be home.
Right. With
You know what I'm
less
saying?
trouble.
And be home.
He
You know
would
what
have
I'm
had the
saying?
opportunity. That opportunity is gone now.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, in his maybe he's
I don't know, nigga. I give you 100 mil day one. You got 20 years to do what the hell you can with it.
maybe he's a bad example because of how powerful he was and everything else. When
And
he
him
done-
going to jail wasn't like a regular
when
nigga going
he
to
But
jail.
does
him
fuck-
making $1 million a day, that's kind of equivalent to $1 billion.
Well, because when he
a
finally
month.
gets out, this situation is going to be very different because he's going to be tapped in with TV.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to be showing love. He's going to have other
Niggas
now.
can't wait till that nigga
He's
get
going to
out.
have other now
Right.
legal avenues to make money because of who he was.
Right.
But most niggas' situation don't be like that after a dub. You come home to nothing after a dub because you put the money in the hands of other people, and often those people don't know how to manage money to begin with because they never had it.
Right.
So now you're talking about 20 years of frivolous spending, and now you come home to nothing. It's like,
I'll be
nigga,
mad as fuck.
I'll be mad as fuck, bro. I
Nigga,
won't
I'm
even-
going back to jail.
Because not even
everybody
that.
else
What
getting
happens if you
fucked up.
had kids, right? And your kids don't even know you like that. You know your
I
kids.
mean, you
your
got 20
family.
years to build a relationship with your kid.
Not really. You
Where
in
you gonna
jail.
go?
No, nigga, you got the first premise was yes,
You right.
100 mil, but you spend 20 years in jail. But then
Right.
I evolved the premise to be you get 20 years scot-free. Next 20 years scot-free. And then you got to spend the dub.
Oh nah, damn.
You're gonna most likely die in jail.
bro. You're gonna die in jail. You're gonna die alone.
I'll be 72. I don't know about fucking dying in jail at 72.
That's
Possibility, yes.
Coming home
That's
at
a high
72,
possibility,
you
though.
might as well have died in jail.
Right.
Because that
Like,
little
what the
10
fuck is
that you
out
got
there?
left after that is gonna be shitty anyway. You're
Listen,
old
if
as
you lucky.
fuck.
I mean, sometimes jail is not going to be.
Nigga,
the
I got
most
100
pleasant,
M's. Nigga, I'm buying a new heart, a new liver, a new stomach, all that shit.
but it's not gonna be mentally like
Nah, it's just gonna suck.
giving for you.
It's just
Yeah.
here's the thing too. You'll have money, so it's not like you're going to a regular jail.
Right. Right.
That's not always true neither, man. That's some
Nah.
celebrity white collar crime
yeah,
bullshit.
Because look at
I think
fucking El Chapo.
Chapo in
Well, that nigga in
Guantanamo
Mexico,
Bay.
nigga.
That nigga Chapo in the terrorist
Shit,
jail.
but
Nah,
when-
he ain't in
yeah.
Mexico. He in
When
New York.
Tyson was
That
in
nigga was
jail,
doing wild shit.
he
That
was-
nigga in
he
Rikers.
had
Nah,
everything.
he not even
Right.
He not
Almost, like-
Rikers. He in like the
Wait,
maximum
ain't Chapo-
maximum security.
They bringing Chapo food and his shower to the cell.
They giving him bags of Doritos.
Yeah, that nigga cannot leave his
Nigga, you
cell.
in jail with Doritos. What more could you ask for? Nigga got the new flavors we ain't even seen yet. They got the barbecues and shit.
They got
Yeah.
they got a nigga in there making tacos.
The nigga got the churro Doritos and shit. Niggas ain't even heard
But I don't
of.
want to go too far deep into like talking about like them type of niggas.
Why?
Cause yo, I heard of what was it? It was a YouTuber ended up making fun of like the
The cartel and shit.
cartel and shit, and then it got his whole family got like lit up.
Oh, well, we ain't making fun of the cartel. we just mentioning how good El Chapo has it. Because you know he is Grand Poobah, and they better be treating you with respect, El Chapo. If they not letting you know.
Right. Yeah,
Let
they ended
me
up getting
know.
his son like a couple months ago too, right? Something like that.
Travesty.
Yeah, you seen that? I know it's
Messed
a
up.
travesty. Such a
Fucked up,
travesty.
man. Boys ain't do nothing wrong, man.
Niggas ain't
Innocent.
about to do shit.
Innocent.
Hey yo, I know I'm quiet, so I ain't say shit.
I'm just
Bro,
saying,
that shit
man.
was crazy
It's the
because
quietest I've been on this podcast since
Bro.
it started.
because that YouTuber he was coming up. He was coming up out in Mexico and everything. And then-
Well, first of all, nigga, you live in Mexico. They're not coming here to do shit. They don't even want to
You'd be
step here.
surprised.
Them
You'd be
niggas step
surprised.
on this American soil and get seen out here. They'd be right next to Chapo, nigga.
In the greatest place on earth.
I don't know, nigga. Trump in jail, nigga.
Right.
No business up here doing nothing. If you live in Mexico, I would never advise you to be talking shit
Shit
about
about
the
Hell
cartel
nobody.
in
Yeah.
Mexico when you touchable in Mexico. But you got to get all the way to wherever we are.
Whatever
in
state
America.
this is. To Canada.
In
You gotta get
Canada.
all the way to Canada.
Psych, motherfucker.
you gotta cross a whole continent before you even get there.
Two of them. Right?
Right.
All of them, nigga. Every last one of them, you gotta cross.
Right.
Nigga,
right.
we in
Until you back
Atlantis
to
right
Mexico,
now, nigga. We in Atlantis, nigga. It's fucking underwater. You can't see the water right now because the
Shit,
camera.
yeah.
But
Fuck.
Yeah, but definitely you.
nah, what the fuck was we talking about?
We
Jamie
talking about-
Foxx.
Oh, Jamie Foxx.
Oh,
yeah.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx
So the
got
fucking
caught up with Leo.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Not Leo.
Apparently. They talking
And
about
Angela Simmons.
Yeah, and Kimura.
Kimura.
Simmons.
Kimura. Sorry,
Kimura
Angela.
Simmons.
Still love you.
No, her husband, not her. But basically, they
Kimura.
Yeah,
new
because she divorced.
Yeah, she divorced. What's his
yeah,
name? Yeah.
so they ran a big ass scam.
Yeah, that's some
apparently.
shicey ass shit, actually. Not for nothing though.
Yo, so
she
what,
divorced that nigga and just kept all his money like that.
that's what
Like,
they do.
That's
Yeah.
fucked up, yo.
That's exactly what they
But
do.
anyway, go ahead.
Prenup.
Why Why
Make
marriage
sure
is a
y'all watch that
scam.
episode.
But go ahead.
Shit, but nah, so basically, the whole shit with Jamie Foxx being sick, which for me, I was like, damn, that shit was sad.
Yeah,
as
because
fuck,
we didn't know
nigga.
nothing.
It wasn't saying shit. And
They
then
wasn't
out of
saying
nowhere-
shit. Not even TMZ was picking up on
Yeah.
anything, bro.
Yeah, but out of nowhere, his daughter posted he's playing pickleball. He's good. He's been home for weeks. So fucking then now
Did she
more
just snitch?
reports is out that actually that's some bullshit. Like this nigga was never sick. And niggas did some digging and found out that he was involved in a scandal and they it was like $100 million
But wait,
or something.
Wouldn't you think that like some sort of camera crew would have followed that trial?
Yeah,
It's a distraction, bruh.
Yes, because of
Leo.
But here's one thing.
Leo, like
I think
people still take pictures of Leo.
I think Leo is probably what made it not go viral. Honestly, because think about the Brett Favre shit.
By the way, allegedly.
Think about the Brett Favre shit though, right?
Right.
The whole time Brett Favre was going through his shit. What was they talking about? ESPN, Ime Udoka, the black man.
They were. Yeah, you're right.
Brett Favre scammed people out of millions of dollars allegedly, and the only thing we heard about it for like 10 minutes, and then Ime Udoka, coach of the Boston Celtics, had a sex scandal.
Right.
Blah, blah,
yeah,
blah,
you're
blah,
right.
blah.
You're right.
And mum's the word on Brett Favre.
And Brett Favre's not even that big.
He's loved by the media though. How many media outlets do you hear talking shit about Brett Favre? Even to this day.
Not many.
They still talking about Ime Udoka.
Right.
And all this nigga did was fuck a white bitch. Granted, she was probably
Because
married.
it was a white bitch.
She was probably married.
Wasn't he married to some actress?
Nia Long.
Nia Long,
I
yeah.
don't think they was married.
The
though.
agenda
They
is
was engaged.
anti-pussy. That's what the real issue is.
Ooh.
Can't get no pussy. That's really the issue.
Yo.
Ooh. You can't get no extra pussy. Nobody had a problem with him fucking a
You
black
think Nia
woman,
Long was holding out? That's what it was?
I don't know. I'm not gonna go that far.
I mean, if he was searching for other pussy, then maybe.
Nigga, you don't gotta be
Man,
holding
if
out
I'm
for your
married to
man
Nia
to
Long
find
and
some
she
other
not
pussy.
putting
Yo, they on the
would
road
be
80
pissed.
games a year.
Yeah. 7 months, nigga.
I forgot he was a coach,
If
right?
you
He
make
was
it
a
to the
coach.
playoffs.
And
Right.
apparently the fucked up part is the bitch he was fucking with was coordinating Nia Long's travel with the team.
Oh, wow.
Allegedly.
So she was setting this shit up for a minute.
So she had intimate knowledge of Nia Long's schedule and knew exactly when she would be around and when she wouldn't be around.
Damn.
Bro, sex only take 20 minutes. It's not
20?
It's not that elaborate.
She was at 20.
She was a Navy
You
SEAL
on a
hole.
marathon, nigga?
She was a Navy SEAL hole.
You got stamina.
This nigga be sore as fuck. I know you do.
Right. God damn.
Niggas be sleep.
She plotted like a motherfucker.
That's some all-time Hall of Fame shit.
Yo, that's fucked up. They can't get in trouble for that type of shit, bro. Trying to set me up like that.
Which one? The female?
Yeah.
So,
They don't get in trouble.
yeah, what are you talking about? Men get in trouble.
Right.
Women get put on.
Let's
I'm
talk
not-
about equality.
I'll just say this. There were two men on ESPN who decided to say, hey, let's not just look at Ime. Yes, what he did probably was wrong. Let's hold these women accountable. Immediately, within 24 hours, they were forced to make an apology.
We cheated. We was fucking.
We
was fucking. But I'm accountable.
But I'm accountable.
Damn. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is, bro.
That's fucked up.
It costs to have a dick.
It costs, man.
Damn.
3 times on Sunday.
With
But back to this Jamie Foxx
with
shit.
no
Wait,
Chick-fil-A.
With no lose.
Wait. What kind of cost we talking about 3 times on Sunday?
Right.
We talking $40 cost?
I don't know. Where the hell y'all find these bitches for $40 at? I don't want them. Bitch charging
I
$40.
never had a $40 bitch.
Yo, never.
I don't know why they say $40. I think they talking about that shit
That's a
on the
meme.
block.
I think broke bitches' phone bill used to be $40 when they had a cheap
Bitch
plan.
had Boost Mobile.
Yeah, so you pay a bitch for it.
True.
Or a fee like $40.
Right.
That's back in the day.
Yo, you buy a bitch at $80, she's happy as fuck. Happy as fuck. Talking
Yo.
about, yeah, what you want for dinner?
Yo, but what about you buy her an eighth and then she be like, thank you. So what you about to do?
You mean we, bitch? Right. About to smoke a whole eighth to the face. That's the fuck I'm about to do.
I was
Real
about to
talk.
share with you.
Real
but
talk.
I don't
Oh,
think
shit.
you want to be shared with.
Right.
Nah, but I think that maybe has to do with why the whole story didn't really get as much coverage is because
Because he was white.
think about it. If you're in the media and Greg do some foul shit,
Mm-hmm.
are you incentivized to put Greg on blast, or are you incentivized to put that shit sweep it under the rug a little bit? because that's your boy, that's your man, that's your people.
Right. Yeah, no, you sweep it on the rug at that point. Yeah. But
So have we got?
But Brett Favre don't own nobody. I mean, I don't know how far deep in the game he is, and
Nigga, that nigga got a sponsorship with Wrangler. You know how white you got to be to get a sponsorship with Wrangler?
That shit tickle the shit out of me.
Gotta be white as hell.
You got to be the whitest motherfucker
You probably right,
since Andy fucking Dick. To
When
get
the
us.
last black person you knew that drove a Wrangler?
Oh shit! Oh fuck!
I'm talking about the jeans, nigga.
He thinking about the
car.
Jeep.
Any Wrangler.
They out there now.
I'm just thinking about the word Wrangler.
Yeah, true.
What black person is gonna put themselves behind the word Wrangler?
Definitely sound like a slave collector.
Sound like you hanging niggas,
Sound
right?
like a slave collector.
Yeah.
Wrangle them niggas.
Yeah, facts.
White people love Brett Favre.
They do. I gotta give him that. Yeah, you're right about that.
White people probably love Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's the biggie, but still,
But everybody
I feel
loves
like
Jamie Foxx.
Say what?
Everybody loves Jamie Foxx.
Everybody likes Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx was in Django, so
Bro,
right.
He's
And that's where he met Leonardo DiCaprio. Leo said, "Come here, nigga. Come here, nigga. I got some plans for your
it all
ass."
started in 2011.
Right. Fucking, they better start looking at Quentin Tarantino ass
like, yo.
and Samuel L. Jackson too.
I was like, yo, I got this proposition for you.
Come here, nigga.
You just gotta let me say the word nigga a few times.
Right. He bought him out.
Yo.
Obviously, this is all conjecture. This is all speculation. We don't know what the fuck happened.
We just talking shit.
I would have loved to be the fly in that room though, for sure.
Oh, so many rooms.
Right.
So many rooms.
Cause that just sounds crazy to me.
So many rooms. And again, it goes without saying, we obviously hope Jamie Foxx, if anything did happen with his health, we hope he's 100% healthy, perfectly fine. We hope.
I mean, not for nothing though. I'll be extremely fucking upset to find out that he was perfectly fine the entire time.
Yeah.
And had niggas going crazy.
Yeah. And he was on some scam shit. That shit.
Are y'all watching Power right now?
Nigga, what?
Nah, I haven't watched
just finished it.
I
finished it. I saw the I saw the leak.
This is along the lines of what's going on with the Weston's company, where the uncle is running a big ass Ponzi.
Mm-hmm.
But Tariq done got another powerful black investor to invest in the company, not knowing that at the time, and put his trust fund in there. You know what I'm saying? So now that the Ponzi is blowing up, everybody's in a panic because niggas is like, where the fuck is my money?
Mm-hmm.
How am I gonna get my money back? So it's like, now it's putting shit in perspective to say, you know, when you growing up poor, you growing up broke, you want to be in these rooms, right? I want to be in these rooms. I just got to put up this amount of money, and then I'm in the mix.
Right.
And now imagine thinking you have an opportunity, and you
To
invest,
find out that
and
you
now
really
you a
ain't.
part of a scandal, a scam, and everything else. And it's like, nigga, all I did was make an announcement and put a couple dollars in. I ain't know them niggas was doing all of that.
But
nah, it's definitely
wait,
some of that.
Nah,
definitely some of that.
You can't say it though like that, because if you're gonna put that amount of money, you should know every aspect of that business.
That doesn't mean
But
you
that
know
doesn't
what
mean
you're
you'll
told.
know whether or not it's a Ponzi
You could
scheme
do
or
all the
not.
studies you want, but if niggas got shit happening under the sheets, you'll never know.
Yeah, like if I got all my ducks in a row, all my paperwork is legit, but in reality, like paperwork doesn't always show reality. You know what I mean? My paperwork could say we made X amount of money,
Bro,
but in reality,
there's a lot
we made
of companies.
Y amount of money and I pocketed X amount of money.
Because the only reason why I think that they're going to court is because somebody didn't get their money.
Yo, some of the biggest companies in the world are freaking scams.
Insurance is a scam.
I mean, let's talk about it, right? Because you required to have all of these insurances, except life insurance. The one thing that could fucking benefit you.
Damn, that's a
You
gem.
required to have homeowners insurance,
Right.
car insurance.
A lot of places you're required to have renter's insurance.
Yeah.
You know why though? Because you're guaranteed to die eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
if you die, we have to pay you.
But it's not called death insurance. It's called life insurance.
Because if it was called death insurance, nobody would buy this
Well,
shit.
no,
Right,
actually,
right.
it's called life insurance because it's not for your death.
It's for your
actually
life.
for your life.
Yeah.
And because you can make a lot of money off of your
So-
life insurance, while you're living, but people don't look at it like that. They look
We
at
don't-
it,
we
it's
don't
treated
borrow
like
the
death
money.
insurance.
So doubling
and
back
do
to what he
things.
was
Yeah.
saying before was that why do people don't bring us to the light for more life insurance, to buy more life insurance?
Why we not required to have?
Yeah,
it?
what y'all niggas got a life insurance connect? I don't know about.
I got a couple.
I got life insurance, but because I've been shot before and I've been to jail, my policy is not the best.
Yeah.
So I have to make substantially more money and
I
become.
didn't know that matters.
I'm high risk.
Yeah.
If you
I
smoke
Well,
cigarettes,
your
it
health
matters.
matters on some
yeah,
life
I mean,
smoking
but
vapes
I ain't like
matter.
going to jail. I didn't know that would matter.
It makes you at high risk.
It makes me high risk. So now that means at some point in life I have to become rich and powerful to actually get a really
decent,
good
yeah.
policy, because
to protect your
otherwise
assets.
otherwise I'm just a regular nigga that's
Right.
high risk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Wow,
saying?
that's
So
fucked up.
Your race matters too.
where you
For real?
live,
Yeah, where you live. Yep. Because you got different health concerns for different races.
Yeah.
Black
So
people are
the-
more
you-
likely
you
to have
don't think
high
about it
blood
like
pressure.
It's a racist thing. It's more of like a
Numbers thing.
a genetic numbers thing, kind of, because
It's
if
kinda
you look
like-
black people have diabetes more than white people. You know what I'm saying? So I know you're more likely to have
Sickle
diabetes
cell,
because
high
you're
blood
black.
pressure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No.
Because I know some life
Less-
insurance
less
just put you
sunburn.
through the like physical, right? They
Yeah.
give you a physical.
Less sunburn.
Less sunburn.
I mean, one of the dopest things we could do though, we always talk about credit and authorized users and building your kid's credit.
Right.
But if you get your kid a life insurance policy early,
Mm-hmm.
it's cheaper.
It's cheap as hell.
And then by the time they're like 18 years old, they can probably borrow from that life insurance policy,
Right.
the equity in it, and use that type of money to bust some of the moves they want to make.
and
And
you
this
could
is
do
a
that
lot
shit
of
without paying taxes on it. There's ways around it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I heard a lot of people talking
so
about
yeah,
that.
this
like that.
this a lot of shit that we never was taught.
Mm-hmm.
The information is a little more public now, but I think that's one of the biggest finesses that we should.
And
start
that's
getting
why like
involved in.
our people, like, for the most part, like, because like you go to a lot of other communities, not even just the white community, where they do stuff like that, and it's not even just life insurance. You got like trusts, you got fucking.
you talking about the Jews?
The businesses? Nah, anybody, bro.
everybody but us, nigga.
Everybody but us.
See, even the African niggas who is us, but they not us.
They don't claim us.
Them niggas doing it too.
But nah, like there's mad different things that they do for their kids when they're young.
So speaking of,
so that way when they get older, they're set.
Right.
speaking of, they don't claim us. I know we kind of all over the place with this.
Yeah, I
and
think that's
cool.
the point of today.
Yeah.
I think that's
There's
cool.
no topic. No topic Fridays. I like that. We should make that a thing once a month.
Okay.
No topic Fridays.
Are African people who come over from Africa, are they black?
Yes.
Yeah, they're black,
Yeah,
but
they're
they
black.
Africans.
They're black, but we're not African.
What makes them black?
Skin color.
Just the skin color?
Skin color makes you black.
Yeah, I mean,
The
that's
genetics.
What I thought. That's what I
the,
thought.
the genetic anomaly that we have,
Well, black is a race.
yeah, sort of.
So,
Them niggas is African, and we're
African.
African
so is
Americans.
it just the fact that you're from Africa that makes you black?
nah. They gotta be
Nah.
black physically,
Yeah.
because it's white Africans.
Yeah.
Well,
So they
See,
come from.
I see
Yeah,
what
so
you're trying to say.
I'm trying to get to because the identification of black has always kind of stuck me a little bit.
Well, all right. So let's say, for instance, Puerto Ricans and Louisa were darker, right? So they call them negros.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's black. You know what I mean? So I get what you're trying to say. Like, we're American. What are you trying to say? Well, American and African.
I just want to.
Yo, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know,
Oh,
right?
no. I just thought. Remember that video I showed y'all the other day with Rackham Willie? And fuck it, he was doing an interview,
Yeah,
and he was like, HNIC.
head nigga in charge.
That nigga in charge. Say it. He was talking to the white guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you was just like, they call y'all negros, in my head, I was like, you calling me a nigga?
No. I'm saying
No, he
the
was
people
just
from
a little
Louisa,
bit.
they call them negros.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, because technically y'all niggas ain't nothing but niggas.
exactly.
Y'all just
we
landed
just
in
can
the
swim.
islands.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all just
You know what I'm
landed in
saying?
the islands. We landed up here. It's
Niggas can swim. I can swim, motherfucker.
Aqua Negros.
Yo, like an avatar.
He said-
Y'all the avatars
wait,
underwater.
wait. This nigga
What
Blake
was
just
that?
created a
What was
whole new word. Aqua niggas. Yo,
So hold up. So you saying you a wet black?
Niggas be with Talo Khan.
Yo.
I like it.
Yo.
That's just oh shit.
Yo, it's a new T-shirt. Wet
Wet
blacks.
black.
Wet blacks.
What the fuck is that? A black guy who can swim.
AKA Aqua nigga.
Nah, I just wanted to dive into the
Our culture is different. We have genetic differences, but overall, I think white is white because a lot of times we're gonna identify Irish, most of the Italians, anybody who's just what we talking about when we say white people. So when we say
Caucasus
so
Mountains.
when we say black, whether you from here or there, y'all all black. But now there's the differentiation in what kind of black. Are you a true African or are you one of these American blacks or African American blacks? Are you from an American?
See, that's
hood
whenever I hear the term black, that's really where my mind goes. More American descendants of slavery. I don't really consider Africans black.
So what do you call them?
Africans.
Africans.
It's Africans.
It's Africans.
I mean, that makes sense. That's a way of looking at it. But
Yeah, I mean, just personally.
But when we start talking globally,
Yeah.
Asian is an Asian no matter where they're Asian at. To me, you get what I'm saying? Like
But
you
there's
know who
Asian
we're
black
talking
people.
about when we say like the Asians.
When you say there's Asian black people, do you mean people who are mixed?
No,
Or
no,
do you just
because
mean-
originally, from my, I read this,
Or
I
should
heard
we say
about it before.
Mandarins? I'm not sure if
Like
I'm using
some
the right term.
Mandarins are just Chinese, though, right?
I don't necessarily know. I don't know enough to make the
Yeah.
difference.
Right.
But you know what we mean when we say it. Like if they're
Oriental.
like if they're like yeah, you know what I'm saying? If they're like
Is that a bad word
Japanese,
now?
Oriental chicken, I like that.
Japanese, Chinese,
my
Filipino,
shit. I
all
don't
that
know.
stuff over there,
Feel like
we
it's
kind of
blue.
put in the group. We're gonna put all the whites in the group,
All the Mexicans.
and
in
we're
the
gonna
group.
put. Mexicans fall in a weird group because
Right.
it's kind of like
You know
where
what I
it's
think?
supposed to be.
You know what
It
I
could
think?
be Indians.
I think Mexicans and Asians are a lot closer than we think. I think
All we know is
Hispanics-
according to
Well,
a Puerto
technically, the
Rican,
Asians
they
is
ain't
black,
close at
too.
all. Because if I call old Mexican, that ain't gonna be mad as fuck.
Be kind
Yo,
of upset.
Yo,
'Cause, I mean, think about it. Think
all
about it.
Spanish people,
No
I'm not
offense.
fucking Mexican.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
offense.
right.
Outside of the culture, physical features, a lot of Asians and a lot of Hispanics are similar. Short, wider faces,
No.
right? The straight hair.
The problem
Straight
is
black hair.
technically,
'Cause
me
you got
and
some
you,
black in you, though.
we're probably
Well,
close.
that's
So, I mean, look at old eyes.
But that's
You
the
telling
whole
me,
thing about a
you
Puerto
telling me
Rican. A
old
Puerto
eyes
Rican
don't got a little bit
is
Asian in
a
it?
You looking at
Spaniard.
his eyes, Blaze?
Spaniards are white. Spaniards are white.
Spaniards
people.
are white. Yes.
Spaniards are white. So Puerto
Black.
Ricans are black, Spaniard,
And Indian.
and Native American, right? And where did Native American and look at Native Americans? You tell me they don't look somewhat Asian?
Native Americans was black though.
Yeah.
The original Asians look like Native Americans, which were kind of black, and the
Yeah,
Native
I was about to say,
Americans
the
and
original
Na-
Asians
and-
were
and-
I mean, the original everybody was black.
and the Native Americans, but the Native Americans are technically the same thing as the Mexicans. So, which is saying, them niggas went from Africa up over.
right.
From-
The land bridge.
So and everybody was black.
Right.
right.
So for me, I understand this from a lot of those people that do scientific studies and stuff. Like black people are the first people here. Period.
We are the original Israelites.
Original people, yeah.
Dropped off by the aliens.
That's my
Dropped off
understanding.
by the aliens.
Yo, we do not want to go down that rabbit hole.
I know, right?
I watch a lot of Ancient Aliens.
Bro, it wasn't no people, but it was
It was
dinosaurs and
people.
shit. The niggas just popped up.
right.
How do we evolve from apes and they're still apes?
Yo.
Don't get into that.
Oh,
Because some
my
of them didn't
God,
figure
bro.
it out.
Did you watch that chimpanzee
Because
documentary?
you had smart apes and you had dumb apes. The dumb apes was evolving.
Or are we a crossbreed of something else in Homo sapien apes to create?
So some aliens came down and got it
fucked
on
a
with some
couple
monkeys. Look at that baboon ass. It's
that
calling
shit
me.
fat.
They're the closest things to us genetically.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we're,
they're
and-
90
and we're not,
98%.
and we are not quite supreme beings. So
Yeah, chimpanzees, we have 98%.
we're splicing
of DNA.
animals
Yeah.
and shit right now. Why you
Yeah.
think we couldn't be spliced?
Think
They've
about
been
1,000
Word.
1,000
You got a
years
point.
we'll be splicing.
They've been cloning. We're talking about
We getting
advanced.
spliced with computers right
We're
now.
talking advanced civilization.
I heard
People
about
who
that.
are
I seen about-
vastly
heard
more
about
intelligent than we already are currently.
Right.
Neil deGrasse Tyson put me onto some shit, an idea, a concept. He was
You know
like,
that nigga?
a concept. He was like, he was like, we're like 1% smarter than chimpanzees. Like our brains, mental capacity is like 1% smarter than chimpanzees.
That's
Look
like
at all
really
we
far and really
created.
close at the same time.
Imagine,
Right.
imagine
10%
the difference. Imagine the difference, right? At 1%. Just think about it. They're just now figuring out how to use tools and shit, fishing and shit. Like I seen a chimpanzee literally fish to catch a
They
fish.
taught them.
I
They taught
seen
'em.
him smoking cigarettes. And
Oh no, not. They use like
Drinking
a
wine, smoking bones.
a baboon used a spear to catch a fish, just from watching humans do it.
What?
Yeah.
In the
So
wild?
that's what I'm
Yes.
saying. Like you just said, just
Yes.
from watching humans.
But bro, look, you could train a dog to do many things, and
Facts.
Here we go.
And the ape is more intelligent than necessarily the dog. So if yes, we went and actually taught them shit, they would
Sign
learn.
So
language.
who taught us?
Painting. That's a whole nother conversation
Yeah,
that we can get to.
that's the whole.
But he was like, imagine what another 1% leap in intelligence looks like.
damn.
Yo, you know what I just told O last night?
I love you.
Oh no, no, it was
Get
something
out of
about-
there!
Nah, I told him about the theory, the infinite monkey theory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was
So-
like, oh, word, Blaze said that.
Yo, so infinite.
Blaze didn't create it.
Yeah, no,
Nah,
of course,
he
yeah.
didn't.
But the-
what was his name that taught you?
I don't remember.
But nah, in an infinite amount of time with an infinite amount of monkeys, eventually one of the monkeys will be able to recite Shakespeare.
That's not
Is
exactly
it
how
recite it
goes.
or write it?
So an infinite amount of monkeys with an infinite amount of typewriters and an infinite amount of time eventually will write the complete works of Shakespeare.
in today's day,
Just period. Infinite amount of time. Fuck
because
today's day.
what I was telling Greg was that already happened.
What you mean?
We evolved from monkeys, them infinite amount of monkeys.
No. We're taking actual
Oh.
monkeys.
Oh, okay, so you're doing it. So that's what I'm saying.
So you got
you're
an
doing it
infinite
now.
amount of monkeys.
Right.
Infinity never stops.
Right.
An infinite amount of time, an infinite amount of typewriters. Eventually, them just smacking on the fucking typewriters. Eventually,
Someone.
someone will write the entire works of Shakespeare.
By accident.
This just off a chance alone.
Mm,
That makes sense. It puts it in perspective because
Because it's the
there's
infinite of
an
it.
infinite amount of
Right.
possibilities.
right.
So eventually it happens at least once because it's
Yeah.
an infinite
And then
amount
I
of
think-
No, it
possibilities
happens an infinite amount of times.
Yeah.
in that timeline.
In any timeline. In an
Redi-
infinite
regardless,
timeline.
it's infinite. It doesn't stop. So
Yeah.
it'll happen once, then it'll happen again, then it'll happen an infinite amount of times.
Yeah.
So I think my answer was yesterday was that anything could happen. At that
And
point.
at that point, anything
Okay.
can happen. So if you take that into our last conversation, if we have an infinite amount of time in reality, we have an infinite amount of space in reality, which all signs are pointing to we might,
True.
everything will happen that can possibly happen infinite amount of times.
Which
Goddamn.
is factual.
Ah,
I mean,
the premise is factual.
think about it. What is time? You know what I'm saying? Like, time
But we
doesn't
don't-
stop.
we
Time
don't- we
doesn't
don't-
stop when Earth explodes.
So we don't know.
Time on Earth will stop.
Maybe.
I mean, Earth will stop. So
Yeah, right.
like, but like that.
and Earth won't explode, by the way. Well,
Whatever
it
the
might
fuck happens
explode.
to it, but time doesn't exist, but it does exist. But it really will never stop happening. Like, it's just
Time
can't-
is a construct
ongoing.
created by man
Yeah.
to explain.
exactly. It's a way for us to
What we
understand
know
what the
as
fuck is
time.
going on.
We're 3-dimensional creatures. We live
Yeah.
in a 3-dimensional world, so time envelops the way it does. For a hypothetical 4-dimensional creature, maybe it develops a little differently. Maybe they can see all of time
Right.
at once.
And that's going to like those.
So maybe,
Oh my god.
maybe-
creature being
Right.
maybe,
Oh my
maybe,
God.
maybe in reality, it all exists at the same time, but we're just experiencing it. in our
Imagine.
own. So,
Damn. Blaze,
yesterday.
yo.
So
Hey,
yesterday,
yo, me and Blaze, when we used to smoke weed when we was younger, I swear to God, this conversation we used to have
Right.
all the time.
Right,
Like,
right.
we would just be like, yo.
Because there'll be a different you in a different universe and a different time.
right?
The flashpoint
Multiverse.
paradox.
It's the multiverse.
Yeah.
Multiverse.
Multiverse, yeah.
So there's actually evidence that actually exists. If you want me to get into that,
We just don't know how to get there. But
We-
there's evidence of forms of some form of a multiverse.
so right now there's actually evidence that our universe is inside of a black hole. So they can calculate how much mass it needs to take to make a black hole of whatever size, right? So
We're
the
probably in a shit ton of black holes.
so the amount of
An
mass it
infinite
takes.
amount.
So the amount of mass it takes to make the size of
But
our
don't black
seeable
holes
universe.
destroy things?
We don't actually know what black holes do all the way because we haven't been able to get to the other side of one.
Ooh.
So the amount of mass it takes to make a black hole the size of our seeable universe is actually the exact amount of mass that's in our seeable universe.
Yo, oh.
Dude,
I was like,
bro.
you're blowing my mind.
Black holes are probably literally the portal to
The portal.
So my theory is not only that we're inside a black hole, we're on the other side of a black hole. Big Bang was the black hole's creation.
All right, so the Big Bang created the black hole, and
And
quote,
we're the
unquote,
other side.
We're on the other side, but there's
Yo, how
another
we go
universe.
from talking about Jamie Foxx and talking about black holes?
because it's out of my head
Freestyle
pocket.
Friday,
It's out of my head
nigga.
podcast, bro.
I mean, no, but
it's-
this is the type of shit
it's-
that not for nothing.
It's
should
out
be
of my
talking.
head podcast.
Right.
Welcome to Out of My Head
right.
podcast,
This is
motherfucker.
this is the original.
This is the interesting shit
Yeah,
because
you get to the theory of creation.
if you're
like,
not into
That-
it and
I
you
mean-
don't study it or pay attention to it and listen to it, then sometimes it's a hard conversation to follow. It's like overhead. But when you you take this concept, right? The more you learn about history or the more you study it, the more that aliens pop up in history.
Yo,
the more you see
dude,
the patterns.
yo, that's
The more,
true,
the more
bro.
you see the patterns of
like
aliens.
who built the pyramids?
Nobody knows.
All right, here's my theory. So you know how fucking we got technology, that the whole thing is old technology taking over and everything like that, and eventually robots will fucking destroy humanity.
Mhm.
Oh, so you think
Because-
some robots destroy
Because
humanity?
yeah, so because humanity was fucking bad for the environment or the earth or whatever, so they started it over, whatever, and it kind of goes into like the Bible shit too with the Noah's Ark shit, right? So my theory is that we in just a big ass repeat, and the shit just continuously keeps on happening, and somebody or some robot or some people whatever built the fucking pyramids to be like, all right, this is how we gonna put our landmark. This is our fucking flag that says that we were here before. So if anybody, you know how they say energy never dies, and we go from one body to another, whatever the case is, maybe my consciousness eventually, infinite amount of time, is relevant to millions of years later, and I'm like, I remember building that pyramid. So that's why they fucking did that shit. You know what I'm saying?
From my from people talking and listening to shit, the pyramids were kind of like a grid of some sort, where they created power for, you know, the land. So I guess in that back then time, they ended up had the technology to build the pyramid, but since the asteroids came down, it destroyed a lot of mankind, and that's why we had to start over.
But where's the evidence for like?
So they were saying because
super-
they in the core of some of those pyramids they had quartz. Quartz can contain electricity.
Quartz were probably acting like solar panels.
Exactly.
No, I heard a theory like that too.
Yeah. So the quartz inside the pyramids actually created energy, and when they use that energy to light up things, or even create, I would say lasers, if anything, to cut things open or to cut things down to precise.
Alchemy, magic, all this
Yeah.
stuff is not. It just didn't pop up out the fucking air.
Right.
Somebody
So,
was doing something.
Somebody was doing something, bro. Because I see that we were advanced back then. We had to be, bro.
It had
we
to be
had to be.
Or there were another advanced societies, civilizations.
Yeah,
who
but they
came
got wiped
down.
out. But they got wiped
and
out.
gave us just enough
Or-
information.
Or they're still there. Because I mean, think about it. If you're living, so
'Cause
one
we
thing,
have-
one thing I just want to make a note
Oh,
of,
okay,
right?
okay,
That I
go
think
ahead.
is ridiculous. The Grand Pyramids, right? The big pyramids in Egypt.
Right.
Did you know that Cleopatra lived closer to us today than she did to the building of those pyramids? Cleopatra
Uh-huh.
one of the, I think she was a pharaoh, right? She was a pharaoh,
Yeah, she
right?
was a pharaoh. She was a
Or
king.
she was like the pharaoh's wife or
yeah,
some shit.
Yeah.
In Egypt, lived closer to us living today than she did to the actual building of the pyramids.
So she lived in the U.S.
Saying like
Not
in
distance
a
wise,
in a
nigga. Time frame.
Time frame.
The amount of time between the pyramids being built and her living is longer
So
than
if
the
it
amount
was
of time.
10 days, let's just say, she's 4 days to us, 6 days to the
Right.
pyramids.
Okay,
Right.
gotcha.
Closer to like 2 to 7, but yeah.
Right.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah. They've been around for a while.
Them
See, bro, I
the
don't
pyramids
know.
is almost as old as what we know to be dated as human civilization.
Yes.
Right,
So
right.
It's almost simultaneous.
Yeah.
If you
pretty
think
close.
about it. in
You
that
guys,
sense.
And then they got
you guys
pyramids
ever been to
all
like
over
a
the
museum?
fucking world too.
You guys been to a museum?
Yeah, I've been to a museum.
Have you seen like some of the like gold and trinkets that they used to make, and like even the sarcophaguses?
No.
Like you see
I don't
how
think I've ever seen a sarcophagus.
the mummy tombs.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen
You
one.
never seen one?
What museum
Not
you
in
was at?
person.
The Smithsonian.
Yeah, we can even
Where's
take
that
a
at?
trip there.
In
So
New
I
York.
seen none of that.
There's one in Washington and also one in
Oh, okay.
in New York.
Nah, that would
That
be
shit's
dope.
fucking nuts, bro. When I went into a museum like that, bro, I had
Goosebumps.
goosebumps, bro.
That wasn't goosebumps. That was spirits. nigga.
That was the alien technology. But no,
Bro,
I bring that
yeah.
up. I bring that up because like if you were living back then, right,
Right.
and you had no idea of technology, let's just say this was another like species of creature who came in and imparted that wisdom on us, and you see people coming from space
Bro, I'm running.
in a spaceship.
That's the heavens.
Doesn't it look like a chariot?
Right.
Don't these people look like deities all of a sudden? Aren't these people like gods? If you went back in time with a fucking lighter to the right place, you would be a god.
He had power. He had magic.
Made magic appear in his hands. You'd be a god.
So they had
Oh,
the
you can
words that they used weren't really developed yet. as what
Medical
we have.
science. Medical science back then could look like, hey, he was
Magic.
able to heal.
Right.
I had a headache. He touched me. No, I gave you an aspirin. bro.
See,
Right.
That's why I feel like a lot of the shit in like the Bible is all, it's not literal.
Metaphor.
Yeah, it's all metaphors.
What
Because,
version of the Bible though you talking about?
I mean, they all the same,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Not
Like when you talking
Pretty
about like
much.
pretty much, like you said, because like you got some books that were created just by this day and age of man.
Book of Enoch.
Yeah, Book of Enoch is one that's original.
yeah, it surprises me when this nigga knows.
I mean,
shit in the
but the
Bible.
oldest, the oldest,
I swear.
the oldest Bibles are said to be in Ethiopia,
Dead Sea Scrolls.
where
Dead Sea
where
Scrolls.
the other books of the actual disciples, because Mary Magdalene was actually a disciple.
Right.
If you dig into this a little bit deeper and you talk about it, Mary Magdalene was actually the wife of Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
But in the day and age that we had, when they're trying to use Christianity as a ploy to control people,
right.
well, now you make her into a prostitute. Why would Jesus just be traveling with a prostitute? There was no reason for that, right? His name,
He didn't care about the body
they, were-
count.
they were
3,000.
Said body count don't matter. That's it. 3,000? You a virgin or something?
right.
like when I was away, bro. I read a lot of books that
Mhm.
tapped into this type of stuff, and
Right.
certain things started to make sense. Which was
But did it scare you?
no, it didn't scare me because it made more sense to me. Which was
Right.
Jesus was a Jew, and as a Jew, in order to be considered a rabbi, in which in the Bible sometimes he was referred to as Jesus the rabbi,
Right.
You got to be married.
got to be a married man.
Right.
So now we take it to the event where Jesus turns water to wine. It says Mary, the mother, was barking orders at people and servicing people and doing whatever. What does your mama do at your wedding?
service and
She
people.
makes sure shit stay in order, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm making sure all my guests have a good time. We eating good. We about to drink something. So I'm going to turn water to wine.
What was the book that you mentioned about
The Book of Enoch.
the Book of Enoch? I feel like I heard something where Jesus disappeared at the age of 12 or something like that,
Mhm.
and came back at 32, right?
Right.
So they were claiming that Jesus was a traveler more than a savior in a sense.
He was a traveler because him traveling would make more sense because that's another thing I read, which was like as you had to travel on foot back then, or by
Right,
camelback, or by
right.
horse, whatever.
So he
So
traveled
in that time,
everywhere, bro.
you're meeting different people, which is why the teachings of Jesus changed from the old Jewish ways to what we know as Christianity,
right.
which went from eye for an eye to ayo, turn the other
Forgiveness.
cheek. Because as you're traveling,
learn different things.
you're learning different things, you're interacting with different people, and now you're creating what makes sense to you as a person.
Because he learned,
And now
he
you-
learned from the Dalai Lama,
From all these different people.
all the different type of religions and shit, Buddhists even, you know what I'm saying? But I was like, wow.
But most people don't know that.
Yeah.
Because the church.
I think they more to, like, try to hide it.
Because that is
Because it's
That-
giving credence to other
that's-
to competing religions.
that's less
Right.
that's
Oh,
less
shit.
theology and more of just pure
Reality.
history.
Yeah.
That's historical reality, and that's why a lot of time the Muslims would be like, we don't not believe in Jesus Christ. We believe Jesus Christ lived. We just believe Jesus was a prophet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We believe he existed. We believe he was a prophet, but to put him on the same pedestal as Allah doesn't make sense to them. The same way they say Elijah Muhammad or whoever was one of their prophets. You get what I'm saying? So,
Bro,
in history, prophets have popped up continuously.
sorry, we were talking about Elijah Muhammad. I was thinking
Just
about...
don't draw 'em.
Just what?
Don't draw 'em.
Farrakhan, or right?
Farrakhan.
Yeah, he plays the violin,
Okay.
bro, and he plays it very well. He was in the orchestra. I seen that shit.
Well, Elijah Farrakhan is a student. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that doesn't really surprise me
I
too much.
wouldn't. I
They say playing an instrument is
unlocks a different type of
right.
right. Gotcha.
Right, exactly. So it
But
doesn't really
anyway,
surprise me.
Yeah.
That nigga locked up like a motherfucker. Sound like that's what he's about to say.
I mean, once you get well at one, you kind of learn enough music theory to figure out how to play the
Play
others.
another one, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, but this is the type of conversations you can't have normally, especially not with people in a church, because now what it does is, if I make Jesus seem more human and less like a deity by giving him a wife, giving him the ability to be influenced,
What if he had kids?
kids too.
That's what I was thinking.
I would believe that to be true as well.
Right?
All right, so now boom, you
All
gotta
he was
you
doing
gotta
was
re-
fucking back then.
you gotta remember before
Gotta be.
Jesus was about to be crucified, in the Bible it says he tells Nazareth and somebody else. It might have been Lazarus. I might have said the wrong name. Lazarus and somebody else. He says, take care of my mother and look after your sister. Lazarus is the brother of Mary Magdalene. So now that sounds like you're telling your what? You're telling your brother-in-law,
Right.
yo, look
Watch my
after your
mom, bring
sister
your
and look
wife.
after mommy, bro.
Right.
They about to do. You know what I mean?
They about to do me dirty.
So
Damn.
just using normal things from life, and you're able to put in perspective now. That's regular human shit right there to say, yo, bro, I'm going away, bro. Look after the people we love for me, because I'm not gonna be here.
Damn.
So what's your thoughts on religion while we there? Oh, not the cough.
I mean, me and religion, well, like, I don't have no bad things to say about religion. Just people where people take it to an extent where they treat other people or look at people and judge them, and that's what I don't like about
I
religion.
think that's certain religions.
You know what I mean?
I think it's certain people.
Because Roman Catholics,
I don't think
for-
it matters
for-
what
for
religion.
instance,
'Cause
that's a strict
Every
religion.
religion, you're gonna have those people who are judgmental and who think because they're part of that religion, it makes them better than someone else who's not.
But
part
I
of that
mean, I think
religion.
like for example, Christianity. We talking like the Pentecostals and the Baptists and stuff like
Right.
that. Like
But again,
years
I think
ago,
that's certain people.
yeah, but years ago, like my grandfather, like that was all of them. Like you could not walk in a church if you was dressed a certain way.
Right.
Like
That's different though. That's more respect than anything.
nah.
It shouldn't be
was
respect.
because
Yeah,
they-
like
it-
like
it-
so.
I mean, at
here's
least look
the-
so
here's
fun.
hold up. If I'm orchestrating an event, a white tie event, and I expect my guests to show up to this white tie event in white ties, and you show up in sweatpants, that's disrespect.
But
So
then niggas be
that's-
like, Jesus said, "Come as you are."
Right.
Right.
Fair.
So that's one aspect of it, though.
Fair, but that's not in the same
It's inappropriate.
vein.
It's
It's
inappropriate.
it's not in the same vein as what we were talking about as people thinking that they're better than you because they're part of a religion. That's more, all right, show respect to the Lord, son. While we're here, yes, you can come as you are, but show some type of respect. Don't wear a hat while you in the church.
Again, that's one portion of it, right? Because there's that where coming here dressed a certain way. If you're gonna be a part of this, be a certain way.
Right.
There's like for example, my grandfather told my father he couldn't bring my brother into church while my mother was pregnant with me. It's like, don't bring that kid in here that you ain't with her, his mother. Like, you ain't married her. It's all out of wedlock.
Wedlock.
Don't bring that kid into my church.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Or you pregnant, you can't be in the choir. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a lot of that happening inside of churches back in the day that nowadays it's more, because I feel like nowadays it's the kids who were chastised that grew up and were like, we don't want it to be that way anymore.
And that was no structure in the church.
And now there's no structure.
So,
Now the choir director is the whole choir.
and it's probably no, I'm not gonna go there. But so I mean, does that? You kind of argue against your point there in that situation there, because that was the structure of the church, and like you said, now there's no structure. So was it a good thing?
But that
they
wasn't
were a little
only
bit
in the
more-
church either. Those same people were the same way outside of the church.
Why do you go to church?
I don't go to church.
No, I'm just saying. If you went to church, why would you go to church?
Why would I go to church? All
Yeah.
right, so I've recently gone to church. And I think, like, for me personally, the reason why I would go to church
Yeah.
is for that calm peace. You know what I'm saying? Just that moment. And also motivational. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I look at a pastor like a motivational speaker.
Okay.
So I would go there to get that motivation. And also just
in
to
the
get
present, that's what you want.
Yeah, to be
you
in the
want it.
presence, like just like to be around other people who are wanting good, wanting better for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think church is bad. I think
Right.
there's people who run churches
that are
that
bad.
are bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I stopped
I
going
can
to
definitely
church.
agree with
Yeah,
that.
I stopped going to church when the pastor sat down in the middle of the church, pulled a chair out in the middle of the aisle and told everybody, y'all gonna have to start putting more money in them tithes because I know you make more money and the church van don't run on water.
Wow.
And like for me, it's just like, yo, like
see, that's the same
yeah,
thing.
it's
I
like,
wouldn't want to
yo,
go
like,
there.
Like, first off, I understand the church, you gotta pay bills. You know what I'm saying? I get that. It is a business. You know what I'm saying? But it's a time and place for everything.